Alright, we're at the table saw. We're working on fitting our tenons to fit into the mortises, and obviously in that process we start with the mortises. That allows us to size or to scale the tenons into that. Table saw, I have swapped out a single blade. I've got a dado stack in here, so a bit more efficient with the cuts. The other thing I've done for this saw is I've created a custom insert or a throat, and this one, when it's installed, I have different marks which I know you can't see, but when I get to a specific height that I'm looking for, I have marks to show where the blade is cutting front and back. It helps me out so I don't have to start and stop the saw as frequently. I can kind of get it close and then dial it in. For this process I'm using miter gauge to cut my parts. I could have a sled that has a larger kerf if I wanted to have a sled here setting up stops, but I'm going to be using miter gauge here, which I like better for this, and I'll talk about why in a second. So I've marked off the location of what my tenon needs to be, and that fits obviously my mortise. So here I'm going to raise and lower this to fit where I want that cut to be made. Word to the wise is I always start with that blade much lower than I need, not much, a little bit lower. Take a pass. Because my tenon is going to be perfectly centered within this apron, I'll run a pass, I'll run it past the other face, flip it through, we'll do a test fit. If it doesn't fit, then I raise the blade up a little bit more, until I get it right where I want it. And then once I have this set, then I'll be able to flip this around and do all my cuts. The other thing I'm going to be doing is, because I'm not cutting all the way through this board, I'm going to utilize the fence as a stop, and so I'll be able to measure from the outside tooth to the fence, and I'll match that to the length of what my tenon needs to be. Because of that scenario here, I had to already cut the aprons to their final length, including the interior dimension of the mortise. So this is the setup. I'm going to put a little tweaking and get started. I'll catch up with you in a sec.